So as you arrive on your mat, settling yourself into your Sukhasana, this steady seat that brings ease. So if you have quite tight hip flexors and your knees are high, sit upon a cushion or a block or a folded blanket. So that will help lower your knees just a little bit so that your hips are slightly higher than your knees. Let's bring our hands into our Trishul Mudra, the trident mudra. We're going to practice with the inner warrior energy, this heroic energy of Vira. Vira means heroic, courageous, brave. It's one of the essences of life. And being courageous, being brave, being bold, being heroic is often at times when we experience fear or anxiety. So it's an energy that we turn to when we are fearful or when we face and experience fear. It is that inner power, the inner resilience that helps us to overcome things that we are anxious about or worried about or fearful about. So we're really invoking the fire energy. Let's bring our thumb to rest on our little finger. Extend the middle fingers, the index, middle, and ring finger. So these are the three elements coming together. These 5 fingers of the hands also represent 5 actions. The actions of nature, of being. We're working with the deity, Lord Shiva. And it is said that he represents 5 actions. The Panchakritya, creation, sustenance, dissolution, concealment, and revelation. The trident represents revelation, grace. The shield, Tirubhava, represents protection or concealment. Closing your eyes, settling into this moment, tuning into your sankalpa, your heart's desire, your purpose. What it is that you wish to cut through. What it is that you wish to have revealed that has been hidden. Perhaps something that you feel protective over because it's a vulnerability. Thinking about how, with grace, you can reveal the parts of yourself or the fears that you hold with courage, with bravery, stepping into and owning your heroic power. The spirit of Shiva, the essence of Vira. I'll open by chanting the Shiva Gayatri. And then we'll chant Om 3 times together. Om Tat Purushaya Videmahi Maha Devaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Let me meditate on the great Purusha, consciousness of divine, of the source. Let Rudra, this fearsome energy of Shiva, illuminate my path, illuminate my mind, raise me to higher awareness and consciousness. Om Tat Purushaya Videmahi, Maha Devaya Dhimahi, Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Om. Hands parallel in front of the heart. Om. Om. Open out your right hand so it's parallel to your shoulder. Bring your left hand to your heart. This is Abhaya Mudra. Abhaya Mudra means fearlessness. So with this right hand, we can see and identify and recognize our own fears. And this left hand on the heart protects us, allows us to be fearless in our vulnerability. Inhaling, opening your eyes. Let's open out our arms so that they're parallel. Reach through your trident. As you exhale, bring the left hand down, reach up and over with the right arm. Inhale, back to parallel. Exhale, right hand down, up and over with the left. Inhale through center. This time, as we reach over, let's bring the right hand to the left knee. Left hand reaches behind us. Seated twist. Matsyendrasana. Inhale, arms parallel. And rotate your palms up or rotate them down and see how this changes the experience in your body. As you exhale, this time over to the right. Right hand behind, left hand on right knee. Inhale, back to center, parallel. Over to the left, reaching over with the left hand, over to the right. Back to center. This time, let's wrap the arms into our shield, tuck in your chin. Inhale, open. Let's do this 3 times. Left hand on right shoulder, right hand on left shoulder. Moving with the inhale and the exhale. Now I invite you to bring your body involved, your spine. So as you open, draw your shoulder blades together. And then as you close, round through your shoulder. Sort of a seated cat-cow. Really opening across the heart. And then opening the back of the heart. So here we're opening and closing the front and the back of the heart alternatively. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, which is the invocation for Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. 5 sounds. These 5 sounds represent these 5 actions of the universe. Next time you come to your shield, tucking your chin, round through your shoulders. As you exhale, fold forward, reaching as far forward as you can go. Maintain the connection with your seat and the earth. The temptation will be to lift the seat. Relax your head, your shoulders. Inhale, tuck in your navel towards the spine And unfurl your spine, one vertebra at a time, head to last to rise up. Release your shield, hands come directly onto the earth, onto your hands and knees in Brahmanasana. Spread your fingers wide. Index finger pointing forward. Untuck your toes, press the big toe into the earth. Draw in the navel to the spine. As you inhale, lift the tailbone, dip the lower back, draw the shoulder blades closer, open the heart, broaden across the collarbones and lift your chin and gaze. Madhyasana. As you exhale, begin to curl through the length of your spine, drawing the navel up towards the spine and tucking the chin. Vityasana. Cycle through cat-cow for 3 rounds. Our mantra for today, the short mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, invoking the energy of Lord Shiva. And each of these syllables represents the 5 actions of creation, of sustenance, of dissolution, of concealment, and of revelation. Coming back to neutral spine when you've completed all of your actions here. Come onto your forearms. And I invite you to bring your hands, fold, interlace your fingers and extend your middle fingers, this Matangi Mudra, which is representing fire. And begin to walk your knees away so that you come into your heart opener, Anahatasana. And if it begins to feel too tight for your shoulders, release your mudra and take your arms wider and walk them back towards your body. You can have your eyebrows center, your Agnya chakra, either resting on the earth or resting on a blanket or a cushion. Your tailbone is reaching up. Press through the big toe. Squeeze the center of your pelvis. Hug in the navel. Hug in the core. Hopefully my sound is back. Good. Everybody knows about my big ears and the little AirPods that don't fit. 3 more breaths here in Anahatasana with Matangi Mudra for the fire power that feeds and stokes our courage. Release your hands from your mudra and crawl your elbows back towards you. Let's move really slowly. Melt the sit bones back towards the heel. Bring your arms alongside you. And come into your, so arms alongside you, palms face up. You can come into your Trishul Mudra here, your Trident Mudra here. So Trident has 3 spokes. And each of these spokes represents directional energy. For clarity of thinking, clear mind. Gyan Shakti. For clear intention, sacred intention. This desire or purposefulness, which is represented by Icha Shakti.
And then this manifestation of our purpose and of the knowledge and understanding in our mind into action, into creating change, moving forward. Kriya Shakti. Take a moment here and I invite you to roll your forehead. So if it's directly on the earth or whether it's on a blanket or a cushion, massage your third eye by gently rolling from left to right. So the third eye is the seat of insight, vision, clarity, connecting with our inner knowingness. Connecting with how we come to know ourselves. Inhale, lift up, rise up into your seat. Here we are in Virasana, hero pose. Remember, again, pad whatever you need to pad to protect your joints from the firmness of the earth. Inhale, reach up with your trident mudra, arms parallel. Open out. So we're going to move in the 8 directions with our arms. Make sure you have space on both sides, behind you, in front, and outside, out to the side. So let's have our arms open, parallel to the earth. As you exhale, we're going to turn, bring our right hand forward and left hand back. Back to center and then the other way. So I'm going to try to create some space here for myself. Inhaling to center, exhaling to turn. So we're moving in all directions here with our hands pointing to all directions, north, south, west, east, and all the directions in between. And I know you're not going to be completely parallel because our body is not a compass in that way. And you can feel the heat rising here as you do this. Connect with the sensation of this powerfulness, the heat that you're generating in your movement. This is the heat that you're going to use to create action. Om Namah Shivaya. When you've moved in all directions, let's come back to center. Come into your shield. This will help rest your arms as well. Tirubhava. And then release your hands. Coming back onto all fours. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift into mountain Parvatasana. Pedal here. Connect with your alignment. So remember, your hands can be shoulder width or as wide as your mat or even wider. Your feet can be hip distance wide, or again, you can have them as wide as your mat. Create the space that you need in which to move. Ground down through the finger pads and the knuckles of your hands. Suction the palms so you create tiger pose with your hands. And then direct that energy to lift your weight out of the wrist as if you're pulling the energy back by drawing your arm bones into your shoulders. Lengthen the spine by reaching the tailbone back. And then shift the weight visually into your hips and pelvis so that it travels down your legs into your feet, reconnecting you with the earth here. Mountain, Parvatasana. Coming into stillness when you're ready. Let's walk our feet all the way to the top of the mat. Or jump to the top of the mat, yogi's choice. Forward fold here, Uttanasana. Let's wrap our arms around the back of our legs. So create this cross with your arms. So it might be that you're reaching your hands behind you, you're holding your wrists, you're holding your calves, your ankles. So create this cross with your hands. Notice how your breath changes here. The back of your heart is open here. This is the revelation. The graceful energies of the Untitled Chapter. The grace of the heart. One more breath here. Release your hands. Slide your hands up the length of your legs as you unfurl your spine to come up to standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. Bringing your hands back into your Trishul Mudra. Ground down through your feet. Now you know the actions for Tadasana, standing mountain. Lifting up the toes, then placing them on the earth one by one. Pressing down through the big toe mound all the way to the inner heel. Pressing down through the little toe mound to the outer heel. Imagine that you're hugging in your legs towards each other isometrically. So you're drawing them in towards each other as if you're holding something between your calves and your thighs. Squeeze the center of your pelvis, your Mula Bandh. Hug in the navel towards your spine, the Uddiyana Bandh. And notice how that sensation of drawing up from the hips and pelvis through the length of the spine towards the crown, as if there's this central channel of light, creates a very different sensation because here you're a standing mountain, Tadasana. Inhale, hands reach up. No back bend today, just hands reaching up. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, bend into your knees and come halfway. Hands reaching forward. Tailbone reaching back. Almost as if we're coming into a low chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms reaching forward. If your shoulders feel tight, take your arms further apart. Hug in the navel to the spine. Connect with the big toe mound and the inner heel. Connect with the little toe mound and the outer heel. One more here. Now let's fold in our arms into our shield. Left hand on right shoulder, right hand on left shoulder. Take a moment. Inhale, press through your feet to rise up. I'll show you how I'm looking so you can see me. Now let's open our arms, reach up again. Let's do this 3 times. As you exhale, bend into your knees, reach back with your tailbone, ground through your feet, lower with your spine tall. Reach back with your tailbone, reach forward with your arms, as if you're coming into a very low, strong pose here. Remember the alternative phrase for chair pose is strong pose, Utkatasana. One more here. Ground down through your feet. Bring your hands to your shoulders in your shield, Tribhava. And then inhale, press through the earth. Be strong through your legs as you rise up to standing, moving slowly. One more time now. Inhale, hands reach up. Remember, you can take them wide if your shoulders feel really constricted. As you exhale, bend into your knees. Reach back with your tailbone. Reach forward through your trident. Feel the strength in your legs here. Hug. Imagine you're hugging in a block. Sometimes it even helps to place a block between our thighs to help us to really hug the muscles in towards each other. This is action that helps us to turn on the muscles, to waken up the muscles. Otherwise, we tend to overcompensate and use our lower back rather than the leg muscles of our legs to come into this action, into this kriya. Inhale, bring your hands in towards your shoulders, into your shield, pressing into the earth. Rise up, engage your legs. Come to standing. Take a moment. That's hard work. We're moving slowly here. We're engaging through the legs. We're creating our strong foundation in which we can stand without fear, with fearlessness. Hands reach up. Let's go into our Surya Namaskar. Exhale, fold hands to the earth. Forward fold here. Inhale, hands can be on thighs or on shins, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back long with the right leg. Bring the right knee to the earth. You can untuck the toe or you can keep the toe tucked. See how it feels for you today. Ground down through your feet. Then inhale, bring your hands to your left thigh. Lift up here. Take a moment here. Sink into that left hip. Now from here, we're going to transition, rising up. Let's come into our shield first. Crossing your hands at the heart. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Inhale, lift your gaze, lengthen through your crown, and then reach up. Again, your arms can be parallel here, or you can have them in a V. Hug everything in towards the midline. So imagine you're squeezing your two legs towards each other. Imagine you're knitting your ribs towards each other. Imagine that there's this ball of invisible energy between the palms of your hands. That you're holding this sphere of light, perhaps, or a sphere of a magnetic energy. One more breath. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Leave the right fingertips facing up. Coming into this side twist. Perhaps you gaze up. Exhale, reach behind with that left arm. Take a moment here. You can bend into your right foot, connect with your right foot, or reach back towards it. So I have a real challenge here because of my hamstrings. So I have to help myself. You can use a belt. So twisted monkey. One more breath here, reaching back towards that right foot. Wherever you are, release that foot to the earth. Take your right arm up, reach it forward first, and then exhale, left hand to the inside of the left foot. Take that left foot out. And let's come into dragon pose. Dragon pose, we know, is this fiery dragon. Right knee can stay on the earth, but you can lift that right knee. Hands can be on the earth, on a block, on a low footstool. Let's stay high today. Let's keep a high dragon here today. Remember that right knee can be on the earth, yogi's choice. That left foot slightly turned out. Feeling strong here. Work the legs here. Lengthen the crown. So the inner warrior spirit. Bring that dynamic energy to all of your actions, your asanas today. Remember the fire energy, this energy of Rudra, the alternate name for Shiva. Rudra is the indigenous god of fire, of fearsome wrath. One more breath here in your dragon. Now, keeping that right knee lifted. If it is lifted, let's lift this left leg and take it back long. And if you have your knee on the earth, then take your left leg back. So you either have your knee on the earth
Knees on the earth, or you'll be in body parallel phalakasana. Hug in the navel. Wherever you are, take a moment here. So bring that right knee down, if not already. Turn on, lift that left knee and turn onto that left foot. We're going to move into Vastisthasana, side plank. Claw the earth with your right arm. Draw the left arm up into your trident mudra. You can stay here in your variation, or you can reach your right leg long and come into side plank here. Open across the heart here. And see how you're creating this shape of a bow, or a weapon for change. One more breath here. Let's bring that left hand back to the earth, come back into plank, or bring both knees to the earth, and we're going to go the other way. So bring the left knee to the earth. Option to lift the right knee here. Turn onto the side here. So so if you have your right knee on the earth, lift it so you can extend that leg and bring that right foot to the earth. Claw through the earth with your left hand. Find your foundation here first before reaching up with your trident mudra. Direct the energy. And when you're ready, and only if you wish to, you can take your left foot to join your right foot and come into your side plank. Vastisthasana. One more breath here. So now gaze to the floor, bring that right arm down, rotate, have your knees on the earth when you're ready, and everybody let's come down. Knees, untuck toes, tuck in elbows, chest and chin to the earth in Ashtangasana. 8-limbed pose. Slide your knees away. Inhale, hands by your shoulders, press into your big toes, bring your legs together. You're already here in Bhujangasana. Tuck in your elbows, lift up your crown. Press into your feet. One breath more. Exhale to lower to the earth. Reach behind with your hands so that your arms are like wings behind you. Widen your feet slightly here. We're going to go into a variation of Locust Shalabhasana. These two, whenever we're lying prone on the earth, we are stimulating our Manipur chakra, the one at the core here, which is where the element of fire sits. So we're here stimulating and activating the element of fire. When you're ready, we're going to lift our head. Keep the toes on the earth. Lift your head, reaching back. Lengthen through your sternum. Draw your shoulder blades together. Keep pressing into your big toes here. As you exhale now, keep breathing. When you exhale, come down to the earth and bring your hands to the earth. We're going to go into this again. This time you are invited to lift one leg and then the other in turn, or lift both legs. And I'll tell you when to swap legs if you're choosing to go with one leg at a time. Inhale, lift your crown, lift your gaze, lift your heart, lift your feet, almost as if you're flying here. If you have one leg lifted, now is a good time to swap. Keep breathing. You will move gently here with your breath. Draw your shoulder blades together. Shoulders away from your ears. Reach out through the fingers, your trident mudra, and your toes. Exhale, everybody ready to come down to the earth. Let's bring our hands up by our eyebrow center, cross your palms, rest your eyebrow center on the back of your hands. Take a moment here. Bless you. Take a moment here. You might want to sway your lower back gently to release any tension that you experience there. And when you're ready, my friends, hands back under your shoulders, press into your hands, lift up through table into mountain. Full breath here in Parvatasana. Mountain is, you can feel that it's the counterpose to any back bend because it lengthens the spine. Breathe deeply into your back body, especially around your sacrum and that lower back. With each breath, feel that sacrum expanding out. Notice how much space you can create by directing big in-breaths to that lower part of your back. Let's walk or jump to the top of the mat. Coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Let's wrap our arms around the back of our legs. Again, you have the option of either holding your wrists or you take hold of the opposite calf or the opposite ankle. You can have a deep bend in your knees here or a soft bend in your knees here. Allow the crown, the neck, the shoulders to soften. Om Namah Shivaya. We are particularly focusing on these actions of concealment and revelation. But with that comes creation, sustenance, and dissolution. We have to create new ways of being, new actions to take, new ways of thinking. We sustain the things that work for us, the ways that are helpful and constructive for us. And dissolution is we let go of all the things that are not helpful, that are destructive or harmful or hurting us. And we do this through a process of, often we conceal the truth from ourselves or from others. And through this practice of inner warrior, we begin to reveal ourselves with courage and strength. Release your ankles. We're going to unfurl our spine one vertebrae at a time. Slide your hands up your legs so you can really connect with this strength that you have in the lower body, in the lower legs. Coming into your standing mountain. Remember to reground. You know, all of the actions to take from the toes all the way up. Lift the toes, place them on the earth one by one. Press through the big mound of the big toe to the inner heel. Press through the little mound of the little toe to the outer heel. Imagine that you are squeezing your shins, especially just firing up here, the side of your legs. Imagine you're turning the inside of your thigh muscles to the back. So unlock your knees if you lock them in this process. Squeeze the center of your pelvis, your mula bandh, this lock of energy there. Draw the navel in towards the spine and kind of imagine your ribs are coming towards each other, your Uddiyana bandh. Breathe into the lower body so that you maintain the breath here. Lift the ribs up and away from the hips and pelvis. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. Lengthen the sternum, broaden across the collarbones. Lift your gaze so it's parallel to the horizon. You're active here, so we're not slouched or relaxed into this, you know, just like casually standing here. We're really energetically drawing in and up here. Inhale, hands to sky, parallel. Exhale, bend into your knees. Let's come into this low Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms reaching forward, parallel here. Exhale, shield, hands to shoulders. Inhale, strong through your legs. Maintain the length in your spine to rise up to standing. 3 times, reach up with your arms parallel. Exhale, hinging from the hips, reach back with your tailbone. Reach forward with your arms. Remember, your arms can be parallel or wide here. Inhale, hands to your shoulders. And then when you're ready, rise up. Reaching up last time here before we move into our Surya Namaskar variation. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Reach back with the tailbone. Reach forward with your arms. Low Utkatasana here. Grounding through your feet. Exhale, hands to your shoulders. Press through your legs. Rise up as if you're squeezing a block through the thigh, through the middle of the thighs, so that you rise up strong. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Let's step back long with the left leg. Bring that left knee to the earth. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. Ground down through all of the lower body first. So connect with the earth to create your strong, courageous, brave foundation from which you step forward. Sink into the right hip. Engage through the Mula Bandha by squeezing the center of your pelvis. Hug in the ribs so that the navel is engaged. Relax your shoulders. Let's bring our trident mudra, a Trishul mudra, to the shoulders in our shield. And when you're ready, we're going to open up into this extension of our trident. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Take a moment here. Now we're going to come into our side twist. So let's bring that left hand to the earth and reach up through our right arm. Breathe into the back body here. So remember to keep this integrity of our spine. When we hug in through the pelvis and the midline here with the navel, and we breathe into the back body, and we lift the spine out of the hips and pelvis, we can create a sense of awareness around that part of the body. So all of these, so when we think about these big 5 actions, the Panchakritaya, they are replicated in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, in nature. As you exhale, turn your gaze down, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot, shuffle your right foot out so your toes turn out slightly. Claw through your fingers. Option to tuck the left toes and lift the left knee. Again, here, feel engaged and powered. So power through the legs. Reach out through the heel of that left foot. If you have your knee on the earth, connect through the ball of your foot. Press through the right foot, all 4 corners of that right foot. Breathing here. Now we're going to step back long with that right foot. So if your knee's on the earth, when you step back, you bring your right knee to the earth. If your knee is lifted, step back long. So we'll either be in this half plank variation or we'll be in this lifted knee variation. Hug in the navel. Push out through the heels of your feet. Going to move into our side plank. So let's bring the left knee down first. So if your left knee is lifted, bring it down to the earth so we can do the transition. Left hand comes a little bit more towards center. Claw through the left hand. If your right knee is on the earth, lift your right knee and extend your leg long. Bring in the sole of your foot to the earth. Once you have your foundations through these 3 points that are connected, actually 4 points that are connected with the earth, inhale and draw your right arm up. Reaching up through the right hand, sorry. Turn around so I can see you. And when you're ready, you can either stay here in Ardha Vashisthasana, or you can extend that left leg long, and come into plank here, side plank. Keep clawing through the fingers of that left hand. That will help to distribute the weight a little bit more. When you're ready, let's rotate the heart, bring the right hand to the earth, back into our plank, or our Ardha Falakasana. Take a moment here. We're going to reverse this onto the other side. So, right hand this time. So, extend that left leg long if your knee's on the earth. Plant the right hand. You might need to bring it a little bit more in alignment with your shoulder, and then reach up through the left fingers in your trident mudra. So you've got your option. If you wanted to experiment when you have both knees lifted, you can bring your right hand to the earth, rotate onto the little toe side of your foot, and come into your side plank in this way without bringing your knees down. Yogi's choice. Vashisthasana. Keep lifting your hips. And when you're ready, yogis, turn to gaze down and then rotate your heart to come into Ardha Falakasana or Falakasana, and then everybody together, knees, untuck your toes, bring your elbows in, chest and chin in Ashtanga Asana to the earth. Take a moment before sliding your knees away. Inhale, press into your hands, rise up, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Om Namah Shivaya. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Concealment and revelation. For illusion and grace. Lower to the earth. Coming back into Shalabhasana. Locust pose. Reach back with your arms parallel to the earth. Press through your big toes. Inhale to rise up. Keep drawing your navel towards your spine. Shoulder blades together. Lengthen through your sternum. Broaden across your collarbones. Exhale, lower. Now option to lift our legs. Both legs or one leg at a time. Yogi's choice. Inhale, lift. I will tell you when it's time to lift the other leg. So I'm keeping one leg on the earth this time round. Exhale, lower the left leg if it's lifted and rise up with the other leg. When you're ready, everybody lower. Bring your hands alongside your head. Rest your eyebrows center on the back of your hands. And here you can gently roll your third eye center, your Agnya chakra, for a little bit of a massage there. The Agnya chakra, the sixth chakra, is connected with sight, inner sight. So what's really interesting, the Manipur chakra, where the element of fire is connected, this is connected to vision, like our eyesight, what we can see. The third eye is connected to inner sight. So we have this combination of outer and inner sight, this vision real clarity of vision arising for us so that we can see what is concealed or hidden. When you're ready, from here in Maklasana, crocodile pose, as this is known, press into your hands to rise up through table into mountain Parvatasana. And here, breathe into your lower back. Remember, this is now going to act as a decompression pose for the lower back. Breathing into that lower back. Om Namah Shivaya. One more breath here. And from here, yogis, let's bring our knees to the earth. Big toes to touch, knees as wide as the mat. Sit back. Bring your hands into Matangi Mudra. So your fingers, extend the middle finger, reach your arms forward and bring your eyebrows center to rest on a mat, on your mat or a cushion or a block or a folded blanket. Breathe into your lower back here. Reconnect with your feeling, your Icha Shakti, this desire, this where your heart's desire, all these deep feelings sit, Icha Shakti. These are the feelings that can fuel where we go next or how we respond to this situation we may be in. Gyan Shakti, these are your thoughts. Notice your thoughts here. These are the thoughts that will give us clarity and guide us into rightful action. Kriya Shakti is the action that we are powered with through our feelings and our thoughts, and then the action we take as a result. And today we're really working with this sense of acting fearlessly. It's a difficult word to say with so many L's and S's in it. Abhaya, fearlessness. As heroically and as courageously as we can by channeling the energy of Shiva in this Vira form of the hero. Inhale, release your mudra. Take a moment here, walk your hands back alongside your body so you come back into Virasana pose. Virasana, the seat of the hero. Again, reach for your blankets or your cushions, whatever brings you comfort here. And here, what I'm going to invite you to do is we're going to take our arms out, palms face down this time, and then gaze over towards the right middle finger. So really extend and open out through the heart. Drop the left hand to the earth. You might need a block there. Inhale, reach up and over with the right arm. And have a reflection on what we're emulating here. Back with arms parallel, gazing over to the right. Think about what this action is reminding you of. And if you're saying Virabhadrasana, absolutely right. We're moving from Maha Virabhadrasana to Vipariti Virabhadrasana, Shanti Warrior. And I think we've done that 3 times. I can't remember, so I'm going to do it one more time just in case I've only done it twice. And then back to center. Take a moment here. You might want to interlace your fingers behind your back for a moment. Come into Matangi Mudra, so release that middle finger, the fire element finger. This fearsome energy. The thumb is the fire element, the middle finger is a Akash. Draw your shoulder blades down. Draw your shoulder blades together, draw your hands down towards the earth. As you exhale, let's bow our head down towards the right knee. Humble warrior. Peaceful warrior. Humble warrior, rather. Engage your core to rise up. Now let's open out our arms again in our trident mudra and gaze over to the left. Check that both arms are parallel. If you start feeling uncomfortable, the inside of your ankles or the tops of your feet, remember to bring in a blanket. As you exhale, let's drop the right hand towards the earth. Perhaps we need a block or a footstool there. And then up and over with the left arm. Back to center. Back to this variation of Maha Virabhadrasana from hero pose rather than standing today. Let's do this 3 times. So moving on the exhale into Shanti. Back to center. And then let's draw our hands together behind us. Come into Matangi Mudra. All of your fingers interlaced. Middle finger released. Draw your hands down towards the earth, shoulder blades together. You can also take hold of your wrists, pardon me, or opposite elbows. Turn your heart slightly over towards the left knee. And as you exhale, bring your crown down towards the earth on the left side here. Reach up with your hands behind you. Inhale to rise up. Release your hands. Release your shoulders. Let's circle the shoulders backwards and forwards. Take a moment here. Hands in Trishul Mudra. You can bring them parallel to each other at the heart. So I remember at the outset, I said we were going to do Warrior 3 and Ardha Chandrasana, but I changed my mind. Because once you start practicing, you might have an intention for your practice. But as you progress through your feelings, your thoughts, your experiences, might add clarity to where you're going. And a path that you had already decided upon or had chosen may no longer be the right path. So for me today, the heat was rising very strongly. And so this is a way that, this is the wonderfulness of practicing, having your own home practice, that you get to choose where you go with your body. I will bring those in next time, don't worry. Let's bring our hands back into this trident mudra. If you relax them for a moment, closing, I'll chant our Shiva Gayatri, and then we'll close with Om Shanti 3 times. Om Tat Purushaya Videmahi, Devaya Dhimahi, Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Om Tat Purushaya Videmahi, Devaya Dhimahi, Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hands to your eyebrow center. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad. Apologies, Yogi, for the dogs as usual. C'est la vie. And thank